Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily demo for today's episode. Right now, we're going to have a little look at some Tony Hawk Ride. I'm joined by Josh Sway, president of RoboMoto. Josh, how you doing?
Good, Sean. How about yourself?
Oh, not bad. I'm excited to check out a little Tony Hawk Ride. So let's get it started. Where are you in the game right now?
I am in Chicago in what's called the Loop Plaza, and I'm just, it's our hometown at RoboMoto, and just thought I'd bring a little hometown love to you guys here.
All right, so before we really explain what's going on in the game, we should probably talk about what the heck you're standing on right here.
Well, I'm standing on this futuristic board peripheral that's made from alien technology that enables me to control Tony Hawk on screen here. And you'll see that I'm just doing simple things like tilting on the board for navigation, popping up, doing all these and flip tricks. Just about everything you can do on a skateboard you can do on this peripheral.
All right, and how does that work? How do your movements on the board translate into moves in the game?
It all comes down to like the three basic mechanics of popping up the board, tilting the board, and rotating the board. And once you combine those three with the four sensors that are all around here, you can just pull off all kinds of different moves. So if I just want to do an ollie, in real life an ollie is fairly complicated, but in our game it's just popping up the front of the board.
Okay.
If I want to do a nollie, which is the opposite, where I pop up the back of the board, it responds to it.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
And if I want to do a flip trick, I pop up, do a tilt, and I get a nice flip trick. Now you see that I'm in what's called the signature moment. It's kind of like a Star Power and Guitar Hero, where basically all your moves are replaced by super moves and you get way more points.
So we've got a pretty good idea of how the ground tricks work, but when you're like in a half pipe or in a ramp or something like that, how does that all work?
Yeah, so what we did is that for our half pipe mode, you actually rotate the board to be parallel with the screen, because when you're in the half pipe, you're basically going left and right, and so to keep that one-to-one relationship of the peripheral with the game itself, you basically turn it sideways and you go left and right in the half pipe, and you'll see that you do things like stalls at the top of the half pipe, you do different types of flip tricks, and it all basically works the same way as in street, but you're just oriented differently.
And as far as grabs and that sort of thing go?
Like that right there?
Just as easy as putting your hand in front of the board?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I just pop up, reach out to a sensor. You don't have to touch the sensor because, not too many people are that flexible.
Right.
So we want to kind of accommodate the, quite a few different types of physiques here. So I reach out to the side, got an indie, I reach out in the back and a different grab, and really it just comes down to which sensor you're grabbing towards. That's the part of the board that your character is going to end up hitting.
All right, let's talk about difficulty levels. Obviously, this seems like the type of game that's going to sort of accommodate a lot of different skills on this board. Which difficulty level are you on right here?
Well, right now we're in what's called the casual difficulty setting. And what we wanted to do was make sure that people can get used to playing on the board really quickly and pretty much without even having to look at any instructions. And so in casual, you don't have to worry about navigation. You'll see that I'm following this gold rail here. And basically, navigation isn't an issue. All I have to do is time out my tricks as I go along. And then from there, we also have confident and hardcore. And in hardcore mode, you can pretty much skate wherever you want to go to. You're not on rails anymore, but there's a lot of behind-the-scenes helpers to help you do things like grinding on the bench. You'll kind of magnetize towards it. If you're trying to hit an icon, you kind of lean towards it and you kind of, get tractor beam, for lack of a better term, towards it and such. And then in hardcore, everything is off. I mean, you're completely on your own, no helpers whatsoever, and it really takes, a bit of board time to get used to it. But man, once you get into hardcore mode and get really good at it, it's super rewarding.
And there's, right now, I believe you're in the free skate mode, right?
Right now I'm in free skate session, which means that, that's what I get for being fancy there.
Yeah.
In free skate, there's no goals, no challenges or anything. It's just a good way of getting used to the level itself. But there's three other ways of playing every single level. So you have speed, which is getting from one point to another as fast as possible. Trick, which is in a set amount of time, you basically need to get the highest point possible. And then challenge mode, you're set in different parts of the level and you're tasked out to do very specific challenges as you're going along. And the cool thing is that with all the different levels, you can play in those four different ways. And really, if all you do is like speed session, you can play the entire game in just speed session if you wanted to. And it's really just customizable that way.
And you were telling me that the game is really built around playing as a multiplayer experience, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like party mode here. Sorry, we're getting fancy with this stuff here.
Don't get too greedy.
I know, that's a line at the studio, not to get greedy. Party mode, it's all about 8 people in a room, they all sign up together, and every session can be played in party mode against each other, and it's just a lot of fun. And that's really the meat and potatoes of the game itself.
All right, Josh, looks good. One quick question I have for you. When is Tony Hawk Ride going to be out, and which platforms will I be able to connect this wirelessly to?
It's November 17th is the release, and it's Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii all coming out at the same time, and it's going to blow people's minds away.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh.
Thank you very much, Sean.
All right, guys, prepare to have your minds blown on November 17th. Back to the rest of the show.